after they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right? Jay-Z, over the course of his career, and I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
But I do know this, that it's only 3 people that had contracts with Puff and Bad Boy.
They tried to kill me this same weekend, not in jokes, with a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, it's 2 comedians, what do you mean?
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit.
Girl, you won't believe this. The FBI just raided Jay-Z's private jet, and what they found has the entire internet losing its mind. We're talking next level stuff, so wild it's breaking the internet. Think of the craziest thing you could imagine finding on a celeb's plane, then multiply that by 1,000. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a whole new level of drama that's going to have people talking for months.
Well, I would say this. It's kind of funny to me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, you know, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But when we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact, they may be 2 of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was, rambunctious, just out with it, it don't mean that they not 2 of the same. One just a little quieter with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They were just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah. He was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It's probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some bullshit, he could rise up in between both of them.
Girl, you know the FBI doesn't just show up for no reason, especially when it comes to Jay-Z. So what on earth made them roll up on the king of hip-hop? Picture this. It's a regular day at the airport. Jay's private jet is parked on the tarmac, just chilling like it's no big deal. Everything's calm, planes taking off and landing, the usual airport buzz. But then, out of nowhere, it's like someone flipped a switch. The FBI swoops in, agents flooding the area with that urgency you only see when something major is going down. People are stopping in their tracks, phones up, calls being made, because this is about to blow up on social media in seconds. Now, the streets are buzzing with some wild rumors. Eyewitnesses are spilling tea like crazy. Some swear they saw agents carrying out boxes, while others heard shouting from inside the jet. It's like a real-life episode of Law and Order, but with way more diamonds. But here's the kicker. Jay-Z's not some small-time criminal, right? This is the man who went from selling CDs out of his car to rubbing elbows with presidents. He's a legit businessman, a mogul. So what could be so big, so insane that the FBI had to get involved? We're not talking about a minor slip-up or a little legal oopsie. This is something high level, and whatever it is, it's got the whole world shook.
Yeah, but I have been hearing that a lot. I feel like your girl Jaguar Wright might have been one of the first to really put his name out there. I don't know enough. I will say that Jay-Z, if he was doing ill shit like that, he was more quiet about it. You know what I mean? He was more, but then, if we be real with ourselves, it was kind of abnormal when he got with Beyonce. Like, she was pretty young when he got with her. There's rumors that he was messing with Foxy Brown when she was pretty young. So there's a lot of those rumors around. You know what I mean? Yeah. And do you hear little things here and there? I'm not gonna lie. When certain people get to a certain level of fame, I don't know why, but you start to hear little about certain people sometimes. And I don't know how many people are really exempt from it. Because if you really think about most of your top celebrities, black celebrities, rappers, I feel like the ones that are at the top for a long time, I feel like I've heard a rumor damn near about all of them. Not that I've seen anything, but it's always these top motherfuckers. Now, some people will say, oh, well, that's just a hating. It could be. Or it could be that motherfuckers got to join a club in order to get to a certain level. I don't know. I'm not in the club, so I wouldn't know. But it's just a little weird that everybody that goes past a certain point, you'll hear a little. And these be behind the scenes rumors too. This is not just internet. This be before the internet existed. You understand? Because it's easy for some to fly around now with the internet, but a lot of this was pre-internet, and it was getting around. You see? So makes it a little different. It still could be some bullshit, but I'm just saying. Some of these rumors been around about people for a long time. You've been hearing little things about them. And have I heard little shit about Jay-Z? Yup. Do I think that he's trying to emulate himself and present himself as a gay painter, like to look like Basquiat? Yup, I do. I think 50 Cent was right about that. I think that's a code to, especially the white people, that he's approachable, he's cultured, but Basquiat was also bisexual. So is that a code that you're trying to tell these white people too by trying to emulate this guy? I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
The internet's straight up on fire with theories right now. Some people are saying it's all about Jay's music empire. Maybe there's some shady business happening behind closed doors. Others are thinking it could be linked to his other ventures. We all know Jay's got his hands in everything from sports agencies to streaming services, so it could be tied to one of those. But here's where things get real interesting. Word on the street is, this wasn't some random checkup. Nah, the FBI wasn't out here just poking around. They came looking for something specific. They had intel, a plan, and knew exactly what they were after. It's like they had a treasure map with an X marked right on Jay's private jet. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is Jay in trouble? Is he about to take a perp walk the next time we see him? Hold up, though. This story's way more complicated than it seems. The plot's got more twists than a pretzel factory. See, the FBI might have been after one thing, but what they found, that's where things get really juicy. We're talking about a discovery so massive, it could shake not just Jay's world, but the entire music industry. This is the kind of tea so hot, it might just scorch some careers.
Why do people have such an affinity for Basquiat anyway? I think it's trash. Let me just put it out there. I don't think that Basquiat's art is fucking all brilliant the way they claim it is. It looks like bullshit to me. It's some shit that white people would like. It's not some shit that black people look at and be like, oh my God, that is so impressive. He ran with Andy weirdos like Andy Warhol and Keith Haring. They tried to call Keith Haring graffiti back in the days. I hated Keith Haring's art. It was crap. That was not graffiti. That was a white dude from the village who was inspired by graffiti, who started doing some shit, and because he's white, now he can go to galleries and sell this shit for fucking $50,000. And then you got real blacks and yes, Puerto Ricans, you know, and even some poor white people that were doing graffiti uptown on the trains and shit like that, and they couldn't get no money for this shit, you know? And their shit was way more technical and, you know what I mean? And makes you feel something and really aligned itself with hip hop. But all of that shit, Keith Haring, Basquiat, Andy Warhol with soup cans, get the fuck out of here. That was some shit where they gamed the people into believing that some bullshit was something special. And Jay-Z was one of the first ones, I think, to really talk about Basquiat. And it's like, why? And you make a song about Tom Ford. That's another homosexual designer. What is this all about? Like, I don't know when heterosexuals started bigging up homosexuals, trying to dress like them, do their hair like them, and making songs about them. I'm just saying, you know. And Jay-Z, I like Jay-Z. I think he's a dope rapper, dope businessman. He used to be my neighbor. We lived in the same building, 560 State Street. But that being said, I'm just telling you what I know and what I've observed.
So, everyone's jumping to conclusions, thinking the FBI found some illegal stuff, right? Wrong. What they actually uncovered is way more scandalous than that. Imagine something so shocking, so game-changing, that it could literally rewrite music history. And get this, it involves someone you never expected. When you picture a celeb's private jet, what do you think of? Top-shelf liquor flowing like it's nothing. Seats so plush you could sink into them for days. Maybe even a gold-plated toilet if you're feeling extra fancy. But here's the thing. The FBI wasn't there for any of that bougie nonsense. They came for something far juicier. The internet's buzzing with theories, and some of these folks have wild imaginations. Some are saying they found a whole pharmacy up there, like Jay's plane was a flying drugstore. Others are thinking it's all about cash. Stacks on stacks of cold, hard bills hidden away. But, girl, that's just amateur hour compared to what's really going down. You want to know what's got everyone's panties in a twist? It's not what you can see, it's what you can't. We're talking about information. Secrets so deep, they could make or break entire careers. Imagine finding out that everything you thought you knew about the music industry was just smoke and mirrors. That's the kind of tea we're brewing here, and trust me, it's about to explode.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend?
Some folks are saying the FBI found notebooks filled with lyrics, but not just any lyrics. We're talking verses so fire they could change the entire game. These aren't your average bars. These are the kind of lines that could rewrite hip-hop history. But here's the kicker. What if those lyrics aren't all Jay's? What if there's proof that some of the biggest names in the game have been buying the rhymes this whole time? And it doesn't stop there. The streets are whispering about secret contracts, deals that could expose how the entire music industry really works. We're talking about agreements so wild they'd make your head spin. These contracts could show who really owns what, who's been pulling the strings behind the scenes, and how much of what we thought we knew about hip-hop was a straight-up illusion. This ain't just about Jay anymore. This could shake the whole damn industry to its core. But hold up, because here's where it gets real interesting. Word on the street is that what the FBI found isn't exactly illegal. Nah, it's something way more scandalous than that. We're talking dirt so deep, It could ruin reputations and careers, and maybe even change the way we listen to music forever. It's like finding out Santa ain't real, but for grown folks who thought they knew how the music biz worked. Trust, this revelation could change everything.
Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce. And I say that, women do have a...
That country album, and any of you that buy that shit are stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap
credit?
music with goddamn a holster and a hat.
But she remade Jolene.
That bitch. I'm gonna tell you the song she should have remade. It's a hit. It would have done great for her. She should have tried it on. Tammy Wynette, classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that now. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops. And disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
Girl, finding out Santa ain't real is one thing, but this is like discovering the whole North Pole's been running a side hustle. The FBI didn't just stumble upon Jay's dirty laundry. They opened a Pandora's box of music industry secrets, and now the floodgates are wide open. Let me tell you, some of your faves might not be looking so squeaky clean right now. When I say this scandal goes deep, I mean it's deeper than the Mariana Trench. This isn't just about Jay-Z anymore. This tea is so hot, it's scalding everyone in the game. You think your favorite rapper's all that? Think again, honey. The streets are buzzing louder than a beehive on Red Bull. Everyone's wondering who else is tangled up in this mess. Is it that smooth R&B crooner who's always boasting about his real lyrics? Or maybe that pop princess who suddenly started spitting bars out of nowhere? The possibilities are endless, and right now, everybody is looking a little sus. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a spider web, but instead of bugs, it's catching all these big-name celebs. We're talking about connections so deep, they'll make your head spin faster than a DJ's turntable. 1 minute, you're looking at Jay, and the next thing you know, you're 6 degrees deep into a whole other artist's business. And it ain't just musicians we're talking about either. Oh no, we're talking about producers, managers, even some of those fancy execs in their corner offices, the ones who think they're pulling all the strings. Well, looks like some of those strings might be tangled up in this mess too. This is a web so tangled, no one's getting out unscathed.
All right, well, let's do it like
Who was
this.
actually carrying his baby while you was faking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else? Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
That
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, you know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
I think she's
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician and she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Impulse control issues? I don't know. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
The tea is scalding, girl. Like someone just spilled it all over the entire industry. Everybody's scrambling to do damage control, but trust, this ain't the kind of stain that comes out easy. We're talking about dirt that's been buried deeper than Jimmy Hoffa, and now it's all coming to light. You want to know the real kicker? Word on the street is that some of these connections go way back, like old school, back in the day type stuff. Secrets that have been kept tighter than Beyonce's pregnancy announcements. But now, now it's all about to spill out like teeth from a broken kettle. And let me tell you, it ain't just about who knows who. We're talking about deals made in the shadows, handshakes that sealed more than just friendships, things that could literally rewrite music history. You thought you knew who was behind your favorite hits? Girl, you might need to think again. This is the kind of tea that could flip the whole industry on its head. Who's really been pulling the strings? Who's been orchestrating it all from behind the scenes? And when the truth comes out, let's just say some of your favorite songs and artists might not be what you thought they were. This is about to change everything.
Why did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
And no, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
and get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody to him up just so he couldn't have a good night. You Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have done a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
Forget everything you thought you knew about the music biz, because after this reveal, it's all going out the window. The FBI's been on that plane like they cracked open Pandora's box, but instead of hope at the bottom, there's a whole heap of dirty laundry. And girl, it stinks to high heaven. All right, let's break this down. We've heard all kinds of wild theories about what the FBI found on Jay-Z's plane. Some people were saying it was drugs, others thought it was stacks of cash. But girl, the truth is way crazier than anything anyone could have dreamed of. So what did they actually find? Brace yourself, because this is some next level stuff. The FBI didn't just find a couple of incriminating documents or a hidden stash. Nah, they found a whole damn archive. We're talking about decades worth of contracts, emails, and recordings that exposed the dark underbelly of the music industry. But here's the kicker. It ain't just about Jay. This archive is like a who's who of the music world, with dirt on everyone, from up-and-coming artists to industry legends. We're talking about evidence of ghostwriting on a massive scale, secret collaborations that were never supposed to see the light of day, and shady schemes that would make your head spin. It's just a scandal, it's an expose that could flip the entire music industry on its head. And trust me, once this stuff comes to light, it's going to change everything you thought you knew about how the game really works.
So earlier today, we reported to you that Piers Morgan decided to take down parts of his interview with Jaguar Wright, where she talked about and referred to Beyonce and Jay-Z as monsters and alleged that these two have held people against their own will. In a statement from Beyonce's attorneys, they said that these statements from Jaguar Wright were completely untrue and false, and asked that Piers Morgan take those clips down and to apologize, which Piers Morgan actually did. Well, now, and this is becoming a trend from celebrities, their attorney is speaking out on TMZ Live and addressing why Beyonce and Jay-Z decided to speak out. And he says that what Piers did and what Jaguar said actually hurts the real victims.
This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice. And
so basically he's saying that they were willing to actually sue Piers Morgan over these statements. But Piers, in the moment when he was interviewing Jaguar Wright, already was backpedaling, saying that, we can't confirm or deny some of what she was saying, but has since went on his platform to denounce it. It's just not worth it for him. In the separate video that we did covering this story, we told you Piers Morgan is not just Piers Morgan on YouTube. It's not like Kempire here on YouTube. He has a monster house behind him, including Rupert Murdoch, who owns 50% of his YouTube channel. That is billions of dollars behind Piers Morgan. And one of the other things that I noted was the fact that Piers Morgan's contract with Rupert Murdoch's company, News UK, is up for negotiations now. So that could be a part of the motivation behind Piers Morgan. It's not worth it for him. However, take a listen to what the attorney says in regards to why this is so dangerous.